The Celtic Unrestricted View is sponsored by AB Entertainment. It's a DJ and entertainment business, and we are also partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. Both our sponsor and our partner are on social media and can be found on Facebook or Instagram. So feel free, guys, to check them out as they offer fantastic services, and enjoy the upcoming episode. Hail, hail. Good evening and welcome back along to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's JP here. I'm joined by Mr. Alan Stirling. Good evening, Alan. How are you, mate? I hope you've had a lovely time off.
Aye, very well. Watched some international football the weekend and last week, so wasn't the best for our good country, but aye, it'll be good to have our beloved Celtic back at the weekend and looking forward to that. I hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm good. As I said, I always think this period, Alan, is quite draggy when it comes to the international break as well. Obviously, Celtic were in a great bit of momentum there before we broke up, and you know, we've kind of had to break that up to be at international stage now, and it maybe came at a bad time for us, mate, due to we were building a wee bit of momentum.
It did indeed, yeah. We've been playing very good football, very exciting football, and it's been great to watch, to be honest. And maximum points. We've progressed in the League Cup as well. Well, we've got an upcoming fixture coming up, so very good on all fronts, and looking forward to seeing some of the new players as well that signed on kind of leading up to the deadline day. That'll be nice to see, a good addition to the squad. But overall, the kind of the style of football and the tactics that Brendan's playing, it's very exciting to watch, and it gets you kind of looking forward to every Celtic game that's upcoming.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the beauty of this style of football and the way we're playing. You're just you're wanting the next game to come, and you want it to come thick and fast, and you just want to keep seeing more of Celtic. Come with some comments. We've got John Mullany in the house tonight. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, John. Hope you've had a good day, pal. And happy John birthday, is the partner of the podcast. As you can see, the MCM Framing Services on his logo there. So I think, so if anybody's looking for a bit of cake or some balloons, then head up to John's, because no doubt it's coming up to that time, Alan, when we'll be trying to get rid of him now.
Aye, no, I'll have a rosy wine on me, John. Hope you have a good one, mate.
100%, mate. And good evening, JP and Alan, and the chat. Plunges on as well. Evening, dolls and dudes. Some of your comments are getting weirder and weirder, mate. I'm telling you. Northampton, Tim, what a name that is. Aye. Hail, troops. Real football back. Yeah, I've been seeing that comment quite often over this international period, you know. Can't wait the real football's back. Can't wait this, you know, Alan. I think a lot of people prefer club football to international?
I think one half of Glasgow probably does. I think it's the anticipation of how well we're playing. I think if you're coming into this international break the way that we've been playing football and getting results in a quite easy fashion, to be honest, I think you're always want to continue to see that. So the anticipation to see Celtic playing again, I think it's gonna always kind of get the fans looking for more, shall we say? Aye, well, I just hope he's fit after pulling it, but I think he is.
I don't think there's any issues.
I think the style of football we're playing and kind of how aggressive we're being and our tactics and the way we're playing, I think that's gets every fan kind of excited about seeing more of it. So, and as I touched upon before, the new signings that maybe had a slight appearance in the last kind of Glasgow derby, but we'd like to see a bit more of them. Obviously, there's been a lot of money spent. We've not seen anything at all with the centre half, Trusty. So, yeah, it's exciting times for us, and we're looking forward to getting back into the league season and the start of the Champions League at the new format as well. So that'll be another exciting time to come up, and that's not far away at all.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get a couple of people in tonight to have a talk if they want to have a chat about that. As you said, Alan, I think that's a week and Wednesday, isn't it?
It is,
start.
Yeah.
So it's just around the corner, and it's something we spoke about for some time now, and I think it definitely is something, me personally, that I'm kind of looking forward to. And I think the fact is as well, the teams we're playing against, I think when everybody was watching the draw, and then everybody that maybe didn't get a chance to see the draw but then saw the draw, they're all looking at that and you're saying to yourself, right, Celtic are at home with some of these teams, and I think Celtic will fancy their chances against some of these sides. Now, I don't want to write teams like Slovan Bratislava off or Club Brugge or any of these kind of teams off, but Celtic will look at that as well, especially Brendan Rodgers, and I think he'll look at that with a positive head on and say to himself, listen, we could win me a shout of doing something here.
I think in comparison to the teams that we could have had, in hindsight, we couldn't have handpicked a better draw. I think we've really had a bit of the rub of the green, shall we say. I think a lot of the teams are obviously top sides. I think any team that gets into the Champions League, they deserve to be there. They're obviously they've got ability to be there. So, but in comparison to some of the sides that we could have got, you've seen some of the draws that other teams have been handed. It's been very, very kind to Celtic, and I think it's one of the ones that I think that possibly the highest we can aim for is that middle section where we can get a playoff in 9th to 24th, I think.
Alan, am I right in saying that only 8 teams drop out of this? This new format, only 8 teams go out at this stage?
No. So it'll be 25th to 36th, so there's 12 teams that drop out. There'll be 8 teams that qualify directly. Then there will be 16 teams that... So 24, I'm right. So there'll be 16 teams that get into the playoff part. That's the middle part of the section. And then the bottom 12 sides go directly out. So the top 8 and then the 16 that's in the middle section go through to a playoff, and the rest of them go out. So it's going to be a hard task for any team to get in that top 8 position. But you would hope with the draw we've got, I think this is our best opportunity to get into that middle section and give ourselves an extra couple of games at a playoff against kind of one of the other teams. So I think if we don't get into that section this year, I think this is probably our best opportunity because, as I say, the draw has been extremely kind for Celtic, and I think this is probably our best opportunity to progress at all in the new format in the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, there is there's a comment in for John Clifford here, and he does say that there is no one in Europe fears us. You know, like teams are going to more look forward to coming to play us, and I think that, I mean, listen, I think over the last few years and stuff, you know, for me last year there was a bit of improvement in terms of the way we played and the level we can get to, especially at Celtic Park. You look at, we won one, we drew one, and we were really unlucky to concede a last minute goal in the other one. So there was other performances that gave us kind of hope as well, but all in all, there is that look upon it that, you know, Celtic don't normally do well in Europe. They normally don't cover themselves in glory. But I do think you're right, Alan. I think this the way this group's set up, you know, I think there's a great chance for Celtic to, you know, in terms of Arnie Engels and players that were brought in, I don't know what kind of difference these guys will make now. But the squad's been together now a number of seasons now. So it's, again, they've gained experience with one another. So I think that might help us as well come into these games, because these lads know, they've been here, they know what it's like to be playing in these games. Unfortunately, as I've touched upon, Alan, I don't think we're tested domestically to that level every week. And that's no disrespect to the league. It's just it's no Celtic's fault we're in that league. But I just don't think we're tested domestically in order to be able to sustain that level. But yeah, I know what John's saying there in terms of teams, you know, teams fancy that draw, but I think, so the Celtic this season with this new Champions League format, I think they can really, really see themselves doing a bit of damage.
I think John's spot on. I think you rewind maybe 10, 15 years, then there was a lot of teams that were really apprehensive about coming to Celtic Park. You go even further back with kind of Martin O'Neill. I know you say it's improvement with regards to getting a win and a point, but you were looking at times that we got 9 points at home. I think that was against Porto, Juventus, and Anderlecht.
Yeah.
What we say? And that wasn't enough to qualify in that stage. So there was a point in history in the last kind of 15 or so years that Celtic Park was a fortress, and we want to get back to that. We want to make sure that kind of people are and teams, players are scared to come into here, because we can put that atmosphere. I fully appreciate that we're applauding kind of players like the likes of kind of Luka Modric, but whether you respect that or not, I want to get back to the teams fear us, that they fear coming to Celtic Park. I think that's a necessity for us to kind of gain as many points as possible at Celtic Park, because we have got that atmosphere, we have got the fans on top of the opposition players, we have got that in place. So we need to use that to a certain degree. Obviously, the draw this year's a lot kinder, as I say, than it has been in previous years. I don't think last year's draw was the most difficult either. But I think myself, you and Ryan have spoken about it in depth as well. We need to find a way to pick up points. We all love, as Celtic fans, the way that we kind of play attacking, flowing, kind of fluid football. But when we're up against a kind of opposition that might be a slightly better calibre than our players, we need to find a way to win. Whether that be like the Barcelona win where Tony Watt scored the last minute, there was 19% possession. We need to find a way to win. We need to find a way to pick up points, and it might be hide behind the couch stuff, but I want to make sure that we get the maximum amount of points that's possible for us. And I don't see progression as kind of out of expectations, shall we say. I think with the group or the teams that we've been handed, the draw that we've been handed, I think that it's possible for us to kind of pick up a number of points there. I think especially the home games, even a couple of the away games, even if we pick up a point here or there, but I think the home games, it's been very fairways, and I think we should be looking at a minimum of 9 points for the 4 home games.
Yeah, like I says, I mean, you're never, when you look at the draw, you're never going to get a better chance of getting anything when you look at the teams that are going to be coming to Celtic Park. Even, you look at Leipzig as well, you're at home to them. And I know they're a good side. I know they're a very good side. I agree with most everybody that's that's saying about the Dortmund away day. That's the one I'm not looking forward to. The Atalanta game as well will be a tough tie, and obviously then we've got Aston Villa away from home as well. But you're looking at the Dynamo Zagreb game. The predominantly the Balkan area of the world is normally a hard place to go and a hard place to go and find your feet. However, I know they've lost some good players. I know they've lost like Livakovic over the last couple of seasons. They've lost one or two others to other teams. Because again, they're one of those teams that's a feeder club. And, they've got a trading model similar to ourselves. They'll bring in young players, try and develop them, and they move them on for big money. But you've kind of got to look at that draw, and you're saying to yourself, if we can get off to a really good start, I mean, obviously Bratislava's up first a week on Wednesday, so if we can get off to a very good start, then you've got to say to yourself, then that would give the team a big injection and a big confidence boost, even winning that to start us off.
I think the first home games, that's a must for 3 points, because leading on to that, we've got, as you mentioned, we've got a tough 2 away games to Dortmund and Atalanta. It's going to be very tough to pick any kind of points up against the two sides, but when you look at the past as well, I seen a video today, us beating Lazio as well with the Olivier Cham last minute goal. That's away in Italy, so it's not kind of out with the realms of possibility for us to pick up points in the two games, but I think it's a necessity that we pick up 3 points in that first home game. And it looks as if Celtic are kind of heavy favourites for that game, and we're expected to pick up 3 points, but I think for us to start off, that's a must that we get 3 points in that home game, because if we get into the fourth game after the home game, then Dortmund and Atalanta away without a point, it's going to look very bleak. We need to make sure we get 3 points on the board to our first home game, and then we go for there. And anything we pick up the following 2 games away from home against probably the toughest two sides in the group, I'd say. I know Leipzig were in pot 1, but I'd probably say Atalanta and Dortmund are the toughest two sides, especially away from home. So we get into the 2 games knowing that it's kind of a free hit. We get 3 points on the board and then see what we can do in the 2 away games and then go for there.
Yeah, I think we can be in agreement. We are certainly looking to get off to a good start. I'm going to put the link in the chat, folks, okay? And we would love somebody new to come on and have a chat with us. Mick 1967's in the chat tonight. He was one of the persons that moaned about the same people coming on all the time for a chat. So if you're available, Mick, and you can do, pop on, give us a chat. We won't, like I've said before, folks, we won't tolerate any bad language, any swearing. We won't tolerate any sectarian abuse. We won't tolerate any abuse directed at me and Alan. And no bigoted stuff either. If you're watching us on your TV, can you make sure that your TV is either on mute or turned off so that it doesn't interfere with the live feed also? Because at our end, we get some really devastating feedback if you're watching it on like an iPad or a phone or what have you. And if you can, if you're going to talk to us, sit at peace, man. Just sit still. Don't keep moving about and getting us. No, I'm going to end up with
just to reiterate as well, you don't need to be on the video. There is audio there, just to say that as well.
No,
if anybody's a bit apprehensive about coming on the video, they could come on in audio, and just like Clyde One, you could come on and just speak to us through voice.
You don't have to have a camera on you at all. Nobody has to. Nobody's putting an arm up your back saying you need to have a camera on you. You don't. So there is an option for you to turn your camera off it's probably a lot quicker if you're using your mobile. If you're using a phone, then you'll probably get in a lot quicker. But like I says, guys, we're trying to do it, and we're trying to do it in the kind of right way as well. We have had a couple of people on and they forgot to say hello to us, so they just get kicked back off. So when you come through, make sure that you are available to speak to us right away. And like I says, we'll try and get you on, because this is what this is about. It's about you guys as well. Having you, the chat is always full of, people saying this and people saying that, and nobody ever seems to want to come on and actually speak to us when we do it. Or not a lot of people's caught on yet what you're supposed to do. So yes, all you need to do is click the link below, and we will highlight the comment for you, and you can
Bullshit and sweep. Jesus.
Aye, that I know. Right, so I'll put the link in the chat.
We look forward to hearing from you guys.
Definitely,
hopefully.
100%.
Somebody must have a different view for me and JP. Come on, go on, come on, go on, go on, go on.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so like I says, it's one of those moments, mate. It could be set up to have a good start, like he says, the Borussia Dortmund away game and the Atalanta away game is the two games that are kind of the ones that are going to be very, very difficult, I would say, to take anything. We have got our first caller in, mate. Alan, are you about to add it before I bring my first caller in?
No, what after it? Let's bring him in.
Right, okay. So, as indeed the partner of the podcast, John Mulaney.
Jesus.
The birthday boy, as we say. But aye. Good evening, John.
Good evening, lads. Good evening, JP. Good evening, Alan.
How
You're looking very well.
Thank you.
I'm all right, my man. Oh, thanks very much, chat.
You blow your candles.
I'm going to celebrate it later. I promised a week.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours left, mate.
All right, hold on. Anyway, you're talking about the European Hingmies qualifier, whatever it is. Champions League, that's the very one. As you can see, it's been my birthday today and I'm a wee bit inebriated. But I think we'll win 6 out of that 8 without a shadow, and maybe even draw another 2. Yeah, it's brilliant. You want to see it, man?
I know.
Big Bev dropped it off earlier.
If we win 6 out of 8, I'll be drinking that 24/7, mate.
Yeah, I think we'll be up there with Borussia Dortmund. Atlanta are not going to even get anywhere near us. They don't travel well.
Aye, but we're all there, aye.
And I reckon we'll take points away from him. No bother.
Who do you reckon will take points off it then, John? In terms of
Atlanta. Right, Atlanta. We're away to them, aren't we?
Yes.
The Borussia Dortmund will take a point off him. Well, if that mob across the road can do it, we can do it. Let's remember, they hammered them the last time they played them, and that was with that big Harland or whatever his name, the big shampoo guy.
He never played either, though. He never played in any of the 2 games, believe it or not.
Oh, well, he never scored then, did he? But
by the way, that's probably the only 2 games.
I know what you're saying. I like your optimism. I do love your optimism, but
come on, Alan, man, you've got to be an optimist when you've got teeth like mine. But another Hornet as well.
What do you mean? I know.
Right, do you know what? I'm just going to leave you. I've got to get back to my wee birthday party.
Okay, doc, mate.
Right.
And guess what?
Cheers.
Thanks very much, lads, for having us on
Right,
for like, at least
care.
30 seconds.
Cheers
It's
for
the
phoning
quickest
in,
I'm
John.
going to last all night.
Right.
See you later, John.
Bye
Bye-bye, mate.
now.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
mate. All right then. Oh, fair play
See,
to you, John.
that's all you
At
need to
least
do.
somebody
Listen.
phoned in. All the viewers who know. You can't get any worse than that, can you? Come on, somebody phone in.
That's all you have to do, guys. Just click a link and come and have a chat with us.
And you'll be in.
And you'll be in, and you can get to have your say. No, I get what John's saying. I really think, like, taking his point, we'll win 6 out of 8. I think that's a lot. I mean, that would be absolutely unbelievable. What a season that would be.
I think that might get you into that top 8 position. See that one that you qualify directly into the next round. I think that 6 wins would get you into that stage. I think.
Yes.
It's very optimistic. I like the optimism. I love the optimism. If I'm being realistic, can I see that happening? I think it's very doubtful. I'd be happy with maybe 3 or 4 wins and a draw. I think that gets us into the middle stage of the league table quite comfortably. I think that's achievable as well. And I think it's very realistic to think maybe 3 or 4 wins and a draw. I think that would put us in a place that's very respectful and would give us another chance to get through, because you would have the playoff for the next round, I'd say.
Yeah. And obviously there's Ryan's comment there. He says, win your home games is a must to have any chance. We need to make Celtic part a hostile and hard place to play. I think we can all agree that, going back to John's point earlier and all about teams no fearing us now, I think that's something that, you know, might be irking Brendan slightly. And I think that is definitely something, we would be looking to do, in terms of getting the place back to being a fortress again. And listen, there's no any way there at all that those players don't want to do it themselves. But again, I go back to it, Alan. I don't think that, I think the test comes when they're not tested domestically. And then they're going in there against guys who can take their game. I mean, these teams like Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund, they play in a competitive league that, there's more than one team challenging for the title. These other leagues as well, like Atalanta, they play in Serie A. And again, that's a competitive division as well. And we just don't, we don't have that competitiveness here. And I think that's a downside to Celtic, really, because we're not tested at that level week in and week out. Yes, we can aspire to, go in and make myself look comfortable and drawn to each with Atletico Madrid at Celtic Park. And I know we beat Feyenoord last season as well, but we can't go in and do it every single time. For Celtic to have any success in there, Alan, they need to bit their pomp every single game. So
I get what you're saying. I completely respect what you're saying, but it's been the same way that we've not had any kind of a lot of competitive games in our domestic league for a number of decades now. And as I say at the start of the programme, we still we got win after win after win and qualified for the last 16 of Champions Leagues before, when we still had that kind of same opposition that was in our domestic leagues. So we need to find a way in tactics of raising our game. I think the tactics part of it is going to be a massive part. We've seen the last couple of years, especially like 5-1 away to home against Real Madrid, top sides. 6-0 away from home, Atletico Madrid, top side again. But we need to we know they've got better players than us. we know they've got far better quality than us, but we need to find a way to set up that's to stop them from playing, basically. And as much as we kind of disregard the other side of the city, there's a reason they've got more than double the coefficient points that we have. It's because they find a way to get results.
Yeah.
It might not be pretty. It might be a horrible game to watch, but they find a way to get results. And we need to acclimatise ourselves to get to that point. It would be brilliant that we could play teams at home, whether that be a week on Wednesday, and play lovely attacking, flowing football to get 3 points. But for me, this European campaign, it's all about how many points we get. We need to find the tactics and the way to win, the way to pick up points. It's been done in the past, as I mentioned before, with kind of Barcelona games. There's been other opposition as well that we've took points off of that we probably nobody expected that. Well, we mentioned kind of Man United. We've been through these stages of other teams as well.
Yeah.
Juventus at Parkhead. There is teams that we've took points off of and took 3 points off of that no one expected that to happen. So we need to find the tactics and the formation and the way to kind of pick up points, whether that be a draw against kind of Borussia Dortmund away or Atalanta. We need to make sure that we are using everything in our power to kind of pick up the maximum amount of points we possibly can. And I'll easily substitute the style of football that Celtic usually play to make sure that we get the points, enough points to qualify for me.
Okay. Nearly 33 minutes in. The link is in the chat, folks. All you need to do is click if you want to come on and have your say about Celtic's ongoings and outgoings and ingoings and anything at all related to Celtic. The link has been highlighted for you in the chat. Everybody seems to be actually talking in the comments, and they've got lots to say in the comments, but they don't seem to have a lot to come on and
I know, I think this is the first time that Stephen Kennedy's not saying anything about me. He's talking about phoning in, so he should phone in and say something.
He's asking everybody, but the thing is he's asking everybody else to phone in before him.
Aye, and, I know.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. But yeah, as is, you need to just click the link, guys, and you've got an option whether you want to. Want to be on camera, or you just want to speak through the audio. That's it. It's no rocket science. It's but yeah, John's obviously we commenting for John Duncan. Actually, no, seen John's comments for a wee while. It's been a wee while since we saw one. We don't set up to stop them. We make them set up to stop us. You don't defend. You don't defend. You do holding back. The Celtic style is to go out and play football. It's the only way to go. It's the only way we can do it. Yeah, John, I've had this conversation with Ryan privately in a different environment, and I've said to him, Celtic are not built to set up and go with a back five or like to try and nullify these teams, especially the way they're being coached. You cannot go into the training field and say to these guys, listen, guys, we've attacked every team that we've had. Yeah, John, it's okay. I got what you meant, mate. I kind of got adjusted what you were saying, mate. We are not built to defend. We're just not built to do it. But what Brendan is trying to do is make them better in their belief that they can play football in and around these teams. I think we've seen a change in it, folks. And listen, I might be quoting this too early. I don't know. Alan, you might have your own view on this as well. I thought we seen a big change in the way we played against Man City and Chelsea. And Brendan looked like he was experimenting with something there. As if this is what things are going to look like when we get into Europe. And I think he's found some way in hurting attacking teams by, I don't want to say being better than them, but being better than them in a way that you can hurt them with your pace and your power. Because we seem to do that with Man City and Chelsea.
It was
But
a
I know what I
totally
mean.
different kind of
Top of
quality.
Chelsea.
But it's a totally different quality level pre-season. There was hardly any of their players that would play against us and the likes of that. We need to adapt or die, basically. We need to adapt. We have not got better players than the likes of Dortmund or Atalanta or even Leipzig to that stage. So we need to find a way to get points. We cannot go out and play the same way we do. I know what John's saying, right? And I would love to see that. I love the way that Celtic, the thoughts and the beliefs that Celtic we could go out and kind of outplay anyone. I love the thought of that, but in simple reality, that is not possible. These teams will pick us off and basically outplay us, and that's just a matter of fact. We've seen it in the last number of years. How many teams in Brendan's first spell as well? You've seen the likes of kind of Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, absolutely tear us to shreds. And that's us trying to play football. And some might say that we had a better calibre of player then. I don't know. I need to look at it more. I think it's quite a close kind of calibre of player we had for then to now. But we cannot go into this stage just now playing the way we do, going away to Dortmund, playing that attacking way of football. We will get torn apart. We will, and that's just simple. We need to fight. We need to adapt and find a different way of playing. I'm more than happy for us at home to try and kind of play against the calibre of teams that we're playing against, whether it is next week, next Wednesday as well. We've got a couple of teams that maybe you think you've got a better chance that we can actually play football. But we need to make sure that we get points this in this campaign. For me, the way we play football, we cannot go away from home at Dortmund and Atalanta, because I think that's going to spell another kind of drubbing, another kind of 4-5-6-0. I think we need to admit we are not at the standard of these teams. The players are not at the standard of these teams. We are playing exceptionally well at present, but when it comes down to quality, they have got a far better level of quality than we have. We need to accept that, and we need to adapt. We need to deal with that, and we need to find a way to be successful. We need to find a way to pick up points, and whether that be defending more, adapting with your tactics, adapting with your formation. Brendan's the guy to do that. He's the top quality coach. He's the elite manager. But we need to adapt. We can't go in playing that kind of football, or it's going to be kind of horrible to watch again this season.
Yeah, like, I've got utterly full belief in Brendan. I really have. Like I says, I think we've touched on something there that he's experimented in pre-season there. You look at the derby there as well, Alan. I know, obviously, people are going to say, well, we weren't up against much, but it's a derby, right? So we didn't know at that point they were going to be as bad as what they were, or we made them look as bad as what they were because of how good we were. But I don't know. Again, another tactic I seen Celtic use that day was we allowed them to have the ball, and we just sat, and we didn't press them high, and you seen them all looking, and they were like, how's my head? I know sprinting his head off to get to him, and how's Kyogo no doing the same with him, and how's Kuhn no doing the same with him? But we just allowed them to have the ball. We just let them have the ball, and they play. They were, they can't play through us, and we've seen that. They don't have the ability. So what they were trying to do was use their pace and Matondo to try and get in and over the top of Celtic when Celtic tried to press, but Celtic didn't press. So again, that was clever for Brendan by saying, just let them have the ball. Once they get into your half, then we'll shut them down. Again, that's another way you could look at that and say, it's certainly a strategy that we're not used to seeing all the time.
I get what you're saying with the strategy, and I get that, but there's a bit of a difference between Rabbi Matondo, Cyril Dessers, and Marlon for Dortmund. You're looking at Lookman for Atalanta, Ollie Watkins for Aston Villa. There's a bit of a quality level difference. We need to adapt to that. I hope Brendan can adapt his tactics a lot more than we've seen, because as you say yourself as well, every week we're up against a kind of low level of quality in comparison to what we're going to face in the next number of kind of months. the Champions League. So we need to adapt. We need to change. We've seen it for a number of years now. We need to make sure. I think probably Neil Lennon's time when we beat Barcelona, and that's probably the prime example. We were playing against some of the best players on the planet. We had 19% possession, and we managed to get a win.
Yeah.
So you need to look at different tactics. I'm not saying that's to be every game, right? But there is certain times that we're going to be up against a high level of quality that we need to find a way that's productive for Celtic to manage to get some sort of result. Even if that's just no getting embarrassed, even if that's a kind of 1-0 or a 2-1 defeat, just keep it respectful, because you've got to bear in mind as well, these kind of results that we've been hammered the last few years, it doesn't bode well for the confidence levels with the players as well. So, say we win the first game, we get into the Dortmund game, you want to keep that respectful so that we've got the confidence in the players, think that they can do well in the Atalanta game. We need to keep it respectful, keep it tight, and make sure that we're not shipping too many goals, because it is going to be a very, very difficult task, because there's no doubt about it. It's top opposition as well. As well as it's been very kind to draw to us, it's still top opposition in comparison to what we're used to playing to every week. So, aye, it's going to be very, very difficult, but I've got every confidence that Brendan can kind of make a few wee changes here and there, and hopefully it's going to be beneficial towards our points tally.
Yeah, hope so. Another point I wanted to bring up tonight was the McCown's interview earlier on. He looks like a wee boy in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in a candy cane, doesn't he, with that hoop start one. I actually begin to think he's never the off for a minute he signed with. But no, it was good to listen to him again as well, and hear how much he's kind of laid back, and he's not here just to take, he's not here just to, I played for Celtic and I done this and I done that. He's here to actually try and get in the team. He's said it numerous of times now, so it's all about hard work and dedication for the boy, but that's what he says. It's like when I get into McDonald's now, I can't just get in and get away with it now. People know me now because I've now come on in the derby, and he says, so I'm getting in there and I'm getting a fruit bag instead of what I want to buy. And I quite like that, mate. I quite like that kind of down to earth, and you can understand where he's coming from, and he's just like one of us. He's a fan, but he's obviously now starting to live a dream.
Aye, no, he'll be under more scrutiny now. As he says about the McDonald's thing, he'll be front page of the kind of Daily Record that McCown went in and get a big tasty with a full fat Coke and a McFlurry or something. So, aye, he needs to be a bit more kind of proper on how he conducts himself out with kind of the football terms. I think listening to the guy, he sounds as if he's perfectly kind of capable and wanting to do that. So it is going to be a long season, especially with how many kind of Champions League games we've got. Hopefully we've got a longer run in the League Cup this year. Scottish Cup as well. So we're looking at kind of, you'd think, a minimum of 60 odd games. So 50, 60 games. And if that's the case, we are going to need a lot of rotation within the squad. So do you expect Luke McCown to make an impact as a starter within important games? I maybe don't think so. But I think he will be an important person that maybe comes off the bench in important games as well. And I can see him kind of Brendan rotating him into the squad, and maybe some of the, shall we say, the lesser games, whether that be kind of Ross County at home, St Johnstone at home, I can see the likes of that, a League Cup game or early rounds in the Scottish Cup, I can see there'll be starting positions for Luke McCown. But every member of the squad is very important. We've seen it last year with the likes of Paolo Bernardo and Adam Ida. They weren't guys that were starting kind of week in, week out, but they still they made proper kind of input towards towards us winning the league and the Scottish Cup. Their input was kind of massive. So we will rely on players like Luke McCown, etc., to come in and make an impact and make sure that they're kind of important part of our squad and our rotation.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think he's got quality about him as well, Alan. I don't think he's just here to make the numbers up. I believe him. What he's saying is, the working hard and how he's been in the door a wee bit now, a week and a bit now, and it's about getting to know everybody now and certainly learning a new style of play and everything else. So, but it's going to be interesting. Obviously, the first game, we're back on Saturday, and it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of pool of players Brendan's then got for, because is he going to bring Arnie Engels in, who made his debut for Belgium in this international break? Austin Trusty's not kicked a ball yet for Celtic. You've got the young lad Alex Faye as well. So all these guys going to get their chance, and suppose in a way, mate, it's a very good headache for a manager to have now.
That's indeed. It's maybe going to be difficult for these guys to come in because we've seen the last couple of weeks, like Bernardo kind of playing out the skin.
Yeah.
We also thought that whoever came in to replace Matt O'Reilly would go directly into the first 11. It might well do, but I think that might be a wee bit harsh on Paulo Bernardo, to be fair. I think he was absolutely exceptional last week. You know how much I love Rio Hatate, but if it was somebody to drop out in the first 11 next week, I'd say Paulo Bernardo stays in. I think that Paulo Bernardo done far better than Rio Hatate last week, so I think it would be very unfair if Paulo Bernardo dropped out. We've seen how well that Greg Taylor's done the last number of weeks. Do I think Greg Taylor should be my first choice in the Champions League games? Possibly not, but we're going to kind of wait and see how good the young boy for Barcelona is. We're going to wait and see how his performances lie. So it'll be interesting to see our starting lineup at the weekend. You're looking at there's a number of kind of possibilities of people coming in with a guy like kind of Arnie Engels that you're paying 11 million for that has made an appearance for the Belgian national side, his first appearance. I think that kind of screams out that it should be starting for Celtic. But Willie, we'll see what happens. The guy Trusty as well, we paid a considerable fee for him. Well, he dislodged Liam Scales for the start 11. Depends what they're doing in training. It depends. Brendan's the one that sees them kind of day in, day out. So it's only Brendan that can judge how well they're doing in comparison to the players that are already in the start 11. And we need to trust whatever Brendan makes his decision about with who that starts.
Yeah, 100%, mate, because he sees them day in and day out on the training field. He makes the choices and the thought processes and all that all go through him. But and there's been a couple about is it going to be an invincible season? Is it going to be a season where we go unbeaten again? And listen, I think those kind of shouts for me personally, they're a bit premature and certainly a bit early for me. Big shouts also. But in terms of winning the league and stuff like that, it's hard right now, Alan, to sit here and actually say who's actually going to stop us domestically.
Aye, I think it's a big call and a big shout to say the invincible. Obviously, the more you kind of win game upon game, then it starts becoming more a reality. But at the end of the day, when we're at this stage just now, I'd take another league championship. I don't really care how many times we get beat or how many times we draw. As long as we're holding that league trophy at the end of the year, then that's all that matters. Obviously, we'd like that to be accompanied by the other two trophies that are with that. But it's all looking positive at the minute. The way we're playing, the style of football we're playing, how attacking, how kind of exciting it is to watch. I think that can only bode well for for getting results as well, because it looks like the way we're playing just now that no team in Scotland can kind of get near us. So as long as we keep the levels up, as long as we keep that standard of kind of performance up, then I don't see anything otherwise than kind of another Celtic name on that league trophy, and possibly with the Scottish Cup, the League Cup as well.
No, 100%, mate. That's it. I think, you know, it's just a case of as you bear when they come back to international break and we look to try and pick up momentum again. I cannot believe we're at 51 minutes in this live tonight and we have only had one caller in the dial-in. That says you've got millions to say in the chat, folks. Why is nobody coming in and actually wanting to have a chat with me and Alan? I'm actually starting to take offence to this. But we can't go a full show and only have one caller.
Jenna, phone in.
That's
Get
just,
the dog to do it. Get the dog to do it.
Can't happen. That just can't happen. It really can't happen. What I say is, guys, click a link, man. Somebody click a link and come in and have a chat with us before we finish. And give us your
Before
thoughts.
we finish, you should mention what wee bit of news for the next couple of days as well. Well,
yeah, I've got that lined up, mate. So don't worry.
No,
I'm on the ball with that one. It's not a number, John. It's a link. The link's been pinned in the chat. It's at the top of the chat, mate. It's highlighted. My good man, Mr. Ryan Clifford, done it earlier. All you need to do is click on the link and come in and you can have a chat with us.
Sure, you're in.
Please do not swear. Don't swear as you're live and don't say anything bigoted and don't say anything sectarian and you'll be all right. You'll not get kicked off, I promise. But
you can say that Scooby Doo's got Mary a clue and Philip Clement. That's all right.
It doesn't matter if you're in bed, John. John, listen, come on through audio. We don't need to know where you are. This is the thing. No. Mick, stop moaning. You were moaning about other people coming through and they were the same people coming through and you've not come through once. So stop moaning. Stop all the moaning. Come through and have a chat with us. Come on in audio so people can just hear you. They don't need to see you. They don't need to have your camera on. But that's the whole point of this. This is the whole point of us doing this. It's dead easy. So
Maybe yet, no. I know what I say.
Maybe yet. Need takers, man. Need takers. So it's, you know, that's it. Just to allude to what Alan was saying there, obviously I was going to leave us to the last couple of minutes, but it seems there's no takers now. And well, John, this is on every Monday, mate. This is a Monday night dial-in, talk to Tim's, and that's why we've done this. We set this up every Monday.
I know.
We try to get it to take off, you know, and we do it every Monday, 8:30 to 9:30. But like I say, hopefully if we start getting more callers, which is millions of miles away by now.
I know.
From now.
We still chop double
we were planning on extending the show, but we'll not be doing that. But we do this every Monday.
We'll get there, don't worry.
No, I know. But I don't know if it's just me, full of optimism, trying to get new blood in, trying to get people in to come in and have a chat with his Alan. And it's because the chat's gone like a house on fire. And, you know, everybody's commenting in there. And the whole purpose of this, we want to hear them. We want to hear their thoughts. Yeah, so as obviously some of you heard, Alan, we do have some new news. And the news that we have is we, unfortunately, due to circumstances, we have had to look for a new premises because of the Squirrel Bar has been closed down as they are knocking the bar down to build flats. And that happens on the 31st of October. But obviously, for the podcast and everything else, we needed somewhere where it was a wee bit more permanent, and we had that kind of reliability on that side of things. So we had to go and get a new premises to record from weekly. And we managed to do that, and we put it out on social media, but I know a lot of you guys probably aren't on social media, so I will tell you about it just now. So starting this week, I think it's Wednesday episode about for you. We will be recording in the Morven Lounge in Glasgow, and I'm quite excited about it. I don't know about you, Alan, but I'm quite optimistic about it, and I was amazed at how fast the process was in terms of us doing this.
Yeah, no, it's very, very exciting as well. Obviously, it's sad news about the squirrel. We'd just like to kind of reiterate our thanks for Rab and kind of everybody involved in the squirrel for letting us record there, because it's very important for us to kind of have our premises to do some of our shows. And gladly we've spoken to the management at the Morven, and they're happy to build up a partnership with us and for us to record in the future. So that's going to be on a weekly basis that we'll be recording our Take Me to Your Paradise episodes in there. And I'm really glad that we've managed to secure the premises for as quickly after we got the news about the squirrel. So a big thanks to the Morven, and let's see how it goes for there.
Yeah, 100%. It's quite exciting, actually. It really is. Like I said, it's it's a new challenge for us as well, and obviously a chance to meet some new people, and hopefully, you never know, maybe we'll get some of them to phone in next week.
I know. Maybe they've got phones.
Maybe they've got phones, aye, maybe phones with battery in them.
Aye.
That they actually don't care if they're lying in their bed or no. They'll just click the link like you're normally supposed to.
Aye.
But no, it's aye, as I say, it's very, very good, and good news for us as well. And I'm looking forward to it, Alan. I don't know about you.
Oh, definitely. Aye, I'm for the kind of north side of Glasgow, so I'm quite familiar with the bar. So aye, no, I'm very excited about it because of the fact that they're very happy with us kind of recording there and bringing us on as a kind of partner on the podcast that's going on in the bar. So yeah, as I say, kind of sad to see that the Squirrel's no longer going to be an establishment in Glasgow anymore.
Yeah.
But for us to kind of pick up another premises to record on a weekly basis and that quickly, it's very good for us, definitely going forward.
Yeah, 100%. Aye, I think that's all we've got time for the night. It's been quite a quick hour, actually. Time flies when you're chatting about
Steven Spielberg to get ET.
You're chatting amongst yourself. I know. By the way,
come on.
We'll get more chance of the wee hangout of Mac and me coming in on a Monday night, and we have any wrist lock coming out to chat. But no, listen. Hopefully we can get you trained up enough that you know how to press that link in future, and you know how that works. But stay tuned on social media if you're on there and you do follow the page or Twitter or any other page at all. We will let you know. But I'm off the top of my head. I think it'll be Wednesday this week. The episode of Take Me to Your Paradise will be out. And obviously, as Alan and myself were chatting there, it will be a new surrounding. So take care. Hail, and we'll see you again.
Hail.
Bye-bye.